Uh, Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the VBON on the 7th of February 2025. We have Manus today presenting on website marketing strategies, how to reach target customers quickly after launching your website. All over to you, Manus.
Awesome. Thanks, Amit, very much. Trying to move stuff around here on my screen so I can see my presentation and do all the necessary stuff as well. Um, am I presenting there okay, Amit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working. Okay, great. So, guys, this is following on from Amit's fantastic presentation last week in relation to website building and points to consider before buying a website. So this is our second presentation in that digital marketing sequence, and next week Chris is going to continue in that vein, chatting about SEO and advising us on SEO strategy. So moving on, if I can. Yes, the challenge we're going to discuss today. So you've built your website, but will they come? Now, enough said about it. A lot of these images, or should I say, all of these images have been AI generated. Hey, Sean? Hey, Sean? So that's why it looks like this young lady is waiting in the proctologist's office. But anyway. Now, so yes, sites are digital shop fronts to your business, and it needs visibility. So imagining opening a shop in the middle of nowhere without signs or ads. Well, the same logic applies online. You got to make a bit of noise. You got to be seen. You know, if you want to have a successful business, you're not going to open it. You're not going to open that shop on a small country road in a back arse middle of nowhere. You know, you're going to try and get somewhere that has footfall, or at least a row of people that you could try and market that business to. So key marketing strategies that I'm going to look at today. So I'm going to mention SEO basics. Like as I said earlier, Chris is going to cover that in more detail next week. PPC advertising is really where I come into play. That is my forte. I'm going to touch off social media promotion, email marketing, and content marketing as well. These are the building blocks for getting traffic to your website. So we'll focus on these 5 today. So SEO, or the long-term game. SEO takes time, but it's absolutely essential for long-term success. So for business owners, you don't need to be an SEO expert, but you do very much need to focus on the basics. And where dealing with a good web developer such as Amit is going to pay off dividends is that a good web developer will produce an SEO compliant site. So at least when we're at this starting point of moving forward and trying to generate traffic coming to your site, at least you know the building blocks have been laid, and your site is in the best position to move forward. So again, it's about optimizing your websites so the search engines pick them up properly. There'll be use of keywords that are going to best represent your product or service, or again the search that traffic is going to bring in.
Sorry, Manus.
Yep.
Just some of the terms and short acronyms that you're using. Will you just expand on them, because not everybody might be aware of them?
Sorry. Yep. Absolutely. So SEO stands for search engine optimization. Excuse me. Thanks, Amit, for pointing that out. And these are sort of four very high level steps. As I've said again, Chris will cover this in detail next week. But the production of high quality content, this is where really what I'm referring to is writing blogs and other such content for your website or for social media that is very relevant to your product or service. Backlinks, again, this is Chris's area of expertise, but it's getting links from other websites to link to your site, and ultimately that will increase what Google calls your domain authority score. So it gives you a bit of relevance, a bit of weight in your area, or gives your website that. Sorry. So PPC, that's pay per click. So pay-per-click is generally known as being probably one of the fastest ways to get traffic to your website, and quite simply, you're paying for it. Like that is the long and short. It's a pay-per-play, but it's a solid strategy and it pays off. You're instantly visible. Like, the highly targeted relates to you can take you can reach your customers quite quickly by building audiences. Um, Budget friendly if done right. So again, if you have somebody that knows their stuff, um, like me, that you'd agree a budget, or I would agree a budget with all my clients and deliver to that budget every month. And then testing different ad creatives again is working with a business owner, or the business owners themselves can do this if you decide to manage your own ads. Is use the packages that are there within Google Ads, or it doesn't necessarily have to be Google Ads. It could be on social media ads, but to create different ads for different services, or even create different ads for one of your products that you can test then to see which one is working the best and which one is driving the best conversions. For social media, then, social media is powerful if it's used correctly. One of my biggest tips on this would be focus on the platforms where your audience hang out online. So if you are looking for people that are maybe between the ages of 30 and 60, then Facebook is a pretty strong place to go. If you're B2B, obviously most people will know LinkedIn is a huge one. If your target market is predominantly female, Pinterest is going to be a huge channel for you. So I think a lot of people can get very overwhelmed very quickly with social media and think they have to open a channel or an account on every single social media channel that's out there. Please don't let that be your takeaway. It's the exact opposite, is what I'm saying. Pick the channel where your audience are, and only open that one or two channels and manage that well. That's really, really important. Otherwise, it becomes very overwhelming very quickly, and your message will get lost. A lot of these channels are busy, they're noisy, and if you're not posting regularly, it's just not worth your while. Email marketing is another big one. So what's it called? The saying with email marketing is, for every dollar spent, there's a return of $40 on email marketing. A lot of people think that email marketing is dead, and it's not. Far from it. The rate of return on it is huge. So if your business isn't performing some email marketing, you should really look at encompassing that within your overall marketing strategy. It's very simple. It can be managed easily by business owners. So yeah, please have a look at that. Again, it should be about stratification. So trying to pick the email addresses that you have and stratify them in some way, shape, or form, be that by demographic or some transactional information that you may have, and ultimately try and work in automation into your email marketing to make it as easy as possible for you guys. But again, big returns to be had within email marketing. Content marketing. So this is touching off our blogs again. So content marketing positions you as an expert, and it focuses on solving problems for your audience. So you can be quite specific with this. That can be, again, creating guides, answering questions for people on social media, and obviously the big one that most people would refer to or revert to when they hear content marketing is blogs. But do always remember, it's also the content that's on your site. Don't be afraid to update your content. If something isn't describing the product or service that you have on your site the way you want it to, or from looking at analytics, you feel that the demographic that's engaging with that content that's on your site is different to what you think your target market should be, or the target market that you want it to be, then change it. Absolutely change it. And there are tools out there. There used to be a fantastic tool called Google Optimize, which you could use to do a lot of A/B testing and compare, make a change on a web page. It would effectively duplicate it, send 50% of the traffic to the new page, 50% to the old page, and you could compare and contrast how your changes were working. That has now gone, but there are other tools out there. Hotjar is the immediate one that I'd probably recommend because they've got a free service. But yeah, please have a look into those and use those. They can be really, really effective. So for first 30 days after your website has launched, again, if you follow this plan, your website's going to gain traction pretty fast. And the key here is consistency and iteration. So concentrating on your SEO basics for what you can do at the start. Again, your web developer should have delivered or will have delivered a site that is SEO compliant. Then you're going to have to start to work on the content that is there and the keywords that are being used within that. But again, Chris is going to touch, or not touch on that. Chris is going to cover that in detail. Week 2, you should be looking into launching a PPC campaign. Some of the work that's done in week 1, such as keyword management and keyword research, is going to fall into your pay-per-click campaign. Deciding how you're going to get your ads out there. Are you going to hit a specific demographic within your social media channels? Or are you going to run a Google Ads search campaign? So that's for people that are actively searching for your product or service within Google. These are all decisions that would have to be made, get the campaign up and running and release it out there. And then engage on social media. So this is the organic side of the house, that once your advertising campaigns have started, if people start to talk about your product or service or business on social media, that you're there to answer that and engage with them and create a bit more noise and dropping links into for your website wherever possible. And week 4 then is your email outreach. So I should mention, sorry, this is high level. You should be capturing email addresses through your new website pretty much from week 1 and as traffic arrives. Most people will do that with a newsletter sign up or some other type of marketing hook. But the currency that you're looking for there is an email address. But week 4 really is when when the outreach should start. So your campaign should go out for your first newsletter should issue, etc. And you should be having a look at all your customer touch points along the process when you could email them without killing them and flooding their inbox with emails, obviously. So the common mistakes to avoid. Many businesses make these mistakes, so do try and avoid them. Marketing is a process; it's not an overnight success. So remembering that if you are to ignore SEO, like SEO can I like to think of it as it's the lines on a pitch. Yeah, it's what we play within. It's the rules that say this is good practice. If you ignore that and are outside that, you can get penalized by Google very quickly, and your website performance, your organic performance, so people that will come to you without interacting with an ad or email marketing or social media, can drop considerably. Expecting instant results, it's not always going to be, as I said at the start, if you build it, they will come, and Amit will be very aware of this as well. Just because as he mentioned last week, just because the site is there and built doesn't mean that people are going to be aware of it. So we've mentioned the 5 strategies there that you can engage with to bring that traffic, and then not tracking analytics. I'm so surprised with the amount of businesses that I meet time and time again that don't even have an analytical package set up on their website. You've one opportunity to capture the data that's coming in, even if you're not reviewing it regularly, even if you're not reviewing it at all. At least have analytics set up so that you can have that data captured. Once you miss it, it's gone. And I always say at one-to-ones, I'm happy to help people if you've any difficulty with setting up Google Analytics. We just get that done so it's been captured and you can review that data at a later date. So tracking and analytics, data-driven decisions are crucial. To be able to have some data, as I previously mentioned there, that shows what customers have done once they've entered your website is absolutely critical. It allows you to make decisions that it will bring in data-driven design. So you will have seen customers taking a particular action within the website that may not be your desired action. So you may move something on the site to a different area, or you may change content. But again, there's a rationale as to why you're doing it, and that is pretty critical. Google Search Console is a tool that's used to look at organic traffic coming into sites. It can present and provide high-level information on SEO issues that can be encountered. It's the old digital webmaster tools, if people are familiar with that. And again, a tool that Chris would use a lot with SEO. PPC tracking and Google Tag Manager work hand in hand, also with Google Analytics. So this is where successful events are made or are built within the Google platform, and then recorded on analytics and reported from there. I'm sure people will have seen Google advertising both on social media and YouTube of how simple and easy it is to advertise online, and it is. So they have reduced the barriers to entry for online advertising, which is only a good thing. But what they fail to say is the tracking of success has been made quite complex and quite difficult. So where a lot of their automations work well, and Google employs a fantastic algorithm in the hunt for conversions and for getting turnover for businesses, you have to show Google Ads what a conversion, what a proper sale, if it's a product you're selling or a sign up for a service, looks like.
You're coming up to 14 minutes, Manus.
Okay, thanks, Amit. Without that, without that success point, the algorithms are effectively working blind. But again, I'm here to chat to anyone that might have any questions in relation to that. So yeah, bringing it all together, you don't need to be on every platform, again, just from a social media perspective, and focus on what moves the needle for your business. Yes, and that's me. So if look, an offer for VBON, if anybody would like, a 30-minute chat for any VBON members, that's something I'm happy to do, free of charge. Okay, granted, a link in the presentation is a bit of a shit call to action, but I would ask Alec or Amit to maybe circulate this. I'll send you guys on the presentation so we can circulate the link, and I'll pop it in the chat as well. And next week we have the pleasure of listening to Chris, who's going to talk us through the foundation of online marketing and SEO. So if anyone has any questions.
Thanks, Manus. Very, very good presentation.